Today, I'm interviewing Mike Mauceli from Reef's Gas and Oil Company. Both him and I are presenting at Mark Kohler's Tax and Legal 360 conference, and I'm excited for him to share what he's going to be talking about. I encourage you to come to the conference to learn, take away some of the gold nuggets. And so here's Mike, and he's going to introduce himself.
Davies, I really appreciate you inviting me on to your show podcast today. I've been very fortunate to work with Tax 360 probably for the last three years. Like most people, we basically start there as just getting a table. Actually, I met Mark at an event, and fortunate for me, he sat through my presentation. Afterwards, he told me he'd like for me to come to his event. It was a great invitation. I've really enjoyed the way his shows are put together, the educational part of it. You walk away really learning something when you go to his events. And he makes it fun too, as far as that. Obviously, when you're learning, you're just not there to learn something. You're there to have fun and have an enjoyable experience. And fortunate for us, we had quite a few people that looked into our products and decided to put some of their clients in it. It's worked out well for them and for us. I was real pleased when we got offered to be the title sponsor at the event here this year. I've really enjoyed the events. I think everyone that comes, they get a lot out of it, and not only getting educational part, but they meet a lot of great people and people that they can rely on, and as far as if they need help or they need information. At least that's been my experience with it. I enjoy being invited back and just making the acquaintances from the groups that are there.
I'm curious, like with your classes, what do you want people to walk away with?
Well,
What
I
do you
want
want
them
them
to
to learn?
So the main thing with our types of investments is that oil and gas offers some great tax benefits. In fact, it's some of the best tax benefits out there. It actually, what we call the intangible drilling cost deductions. I guess those were implemented by the government back in the 1920s, right? Back when the industrial age took off, they needed oil and gas to create energy, and so the federal government stepped in and basically implemented the intangible drilling cost deductions. And so actually the investors, they can write off up to 80% of the investment in the year that the wells are drilled. And so it's a great tool for CPAs or registered investment advisors or advisors to use. And a lot of them do use it to reduce their clients' taxable income. And in addition to that, you basically 15% of every dollar that the investor makes is tax free. And so it offers some really tremendous benefits. And it's a good tool that, like I said, CPAs can use or investment plan advisors can use to reduce their clients' taxable income, which basically that's what we're there to do, right? We're there to use the legal way to go about reducing everyone's taxes.
Absolutely. And so, as people are doing their due diligence and asking questions, what types of questions should be asked? What are the good questions to ask?
Well, I think you always want to make sure that you're working with a good sponsor, especially if you're someone that is recommending a sponsor to an investor, because obviously those investors are your lifeblood or the lifeblood of CPAs. So you certainly don't want to go out there and put them in a deal where you never hear from the guy again. So the questions that I always look to ask is, one, how long have you been in business? How long have you worked with other CPAs or financial planners, clients in the past, that you know that you're offering a service, but you're also, the person that they're introducing their clients to. So you want to make sure that there's always someone there to answer the phone if they got a question, right? Because a lot of times the CPAs or planners may not know all the technical ins and outs. And one thing I've prided myself on in the years that I've been in the business is to make sure that we always can get questions answered and in a very timely manner. Distributions out on time as far as that, or K1s, which is very important to get those out. And we get ours out on or before March 15th of every year. And so information like that. But plus, in the end, tax advantages are great. But in the end, clients want to make money, right? There's no one that actually gets into an investment just for a tax advantage. In the end, they want to make a profit on what they invest in. They want to get their money back and make a return. And I think we try to go into our investments where we spread the risk like a mutual fund or something would. And most of our programs are anywhere from 20 to 30 wells. So we try to basically spread our risk out over a number of wells. And I think that works well as far as instead of going out and just rolling the dice and hoping you hit a big well or swinging for the fence, if you can spread your investment out, yeah, it's going to take longer to basically get that type of return, but you're alleviating a lot of the risk. And when I started in the business in 1980, you didn't have horizontal wells. So basically we were drilling just usually one or two well programs. And the one or two well programs have a lot more risk because you either hit a well or you miss it. And these horizontal wells that we're drilling today, we're actually in most cases drilling into a rock that has oil and gas in it. You're not going to go out and drill a dry hole. Every well will be completed as a producer. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to make money. Obviously, you have to be in the fairway in order to make money. And that's where my team, I have my own team of geologists, I have engineers. The geologist is the person that basically studies the rock. The engineer is a person that either tells you how to drill the well or how much oil and gas is expected to get out of the well. So you have to have that team together in order to put your investors in the right place where they have an opportunity to make money. Anyone can go out and drill a well, but if you're in the right areas, you have a good shot of making your clients some really good returns on their investment, and that's what we strive for.
Nice. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, the conference is gonna be good, and that's where I don't want to give too much of away. I want people to go to the conference, get the knowledge, connect with you, and so what final thoughts or ideas would you like people to walk away with?
I want obviously people to ask questions. That's when I give my presentations. I like to get up and not give a long, drawn out presentation. I want to give just enough, but where people really learn is if they come in and are willing to ask questions and about the investment and have that one-on-one kind of introduction. And so that's what I look forward to is to working with everyone there, and if they have questions, get their answers for them. And like I said, it's a great event. I'm really thankful that Mark invited us to come originally to the event, and we obviously enjoy being there.
Yeah, it's going to be a great event, and we're not the average CPA firm, right? Or average CPAs. We're doing things smarter, better, faster, having fun, and just bringing these strategies, bringing vendors, bringing the team together. So just asking those questions, being curious, and just continue to dive in and look for the best.
And that's how you be successful, obviously, is working with a great team. And I think Mark, he really focuses on not just having a smorgasbord of people there or sponsors there. He focuses on having just a certain group that he likes to work with that is comfortable. And I think that's so much better for the CPA out there. The person he tries to vet a lot of that up front, which is really good.
Yeah, vetting, due diligence, all that stuff, reducing
Right.
risk, maximizing return is key. That's great.
Right.
So yeah, I'll post your contact information in the show notes, and this was a great introduction. I want people to come seek out Michael at the event and ask more questions.
All right. Thank you very much.
I'm excited to see you at the event. I have a discount code for 10% off. When you register, use DeVTuck2025, and I look forward to seeing you there.